Hi. Today you're going to be focusing on analyzing theme in the poems that you are reading. So, in poetry, the speaker's depictions of the world will often help you identify a poem's theme, its underlying message about life or human nature. In most works, the theme is implied rather than directly stated. Consider these lines: "Your grief and mine must intertwine." The speaker might be talking to a loved one or making a general point about sorrow. To uncover the message of a poem, use these strategies. Consider the title. What information does it reveal? Identify the speaker. Is the the voice of an individual or of a group? Notice key images and think about their meaning. Consider the mood or feeling the speaker conveys. Readers notice different details and often find different themes in the same work. As you read, try to draw your own conclusions about each poet's message. So that is what you're going to be focusing on doing in the poems that you're reading today. Another thing that you're going to be asked to do is to distinguish figurative language from literal meaning, which plays into decoding the theme. So you know that poets use figurative language. Those are things like similes, metaphor, personification, and that those things go beyond the literal meanings of words. Um, So, in order to uncover the extra level of meaning, you're going to need to read the poem once to grasp its overall meaning, and then you're going to need to reread it, noting important words or phrases. And then you're going to need to ask questions about comparisons you notice, like what's being compared and how are these things alike. Um, this will help you to uncover hidden metaphors. You can also note descriptive details, what these details remind you of. So as you read each poem, uh, you might be asked to record examples of figurative language in a chart like this, and you're actually not going to be in the worksheets that you're going to be asked to do, but you are going to be asked to um, look at some specific examples of figurative language in these poems and distinguish what the figurative meaning might be. So, back to theme. So, with theme, when you're analyzing that, again, you're considering the title, the speaker, key images, and the mood. So, you might record these clues in a chart like the one that you find in your worksheets for today. So, here it is. So this is what you're going to be, these are the clues that you're going to be looking for in the three poems that you read today. So what I want to do is I want to read the first one with you, and I want you to fill in the chart with me as we go along. All right. So we are going to be starting with um, County Cullen, Any Human to Another. All right. So let's go ahead and read this. Okay, so now we need to collect clues on the theme. So we've read through this once. Now we're going to read through it again a little bit more closely. So I think that the title gives us a nice clue to who the speaker might be. Remember, we need to identify the speaker. So, going back to our chart, we also need to tell what the title reveals. I think we can do both of those things here. The title reveals who the speaker is, and the speaker's identity is any human. Poem is any human to another. All right, so looking back at the poem, what are some of the key images? So we have this arrow piercing to the marrow, through the fat and past the bone. So we have pierced to the marrow. We can see this arrow kind of like going in all the way to the bone. So that's one really vivid image that we get. And then in the third stanza, there's this image of this little tent in the meadow all by itself. So those are the two images that kind of are popping out to me that I'm going to go ahead and record in my chart here. And then the mood, it seems very reflective, maybe even firm, potentially. So now we have to figure out what might the theme be here. So what might it be saying by creating these images about what might this any human be saying to another? Well, just the fact that it's any human. So they're obviously going through a really tough time, feeling a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief, but it says your grief and mine must intertwine. So it's like um, every human's grief is connected, or maybe that all humans have some sort of sorrow that they have to deal with. And I think that's pointing us to an idea that could be our theme. Um, it says, "Let no man be so confident and proud, or so proud and so confident to think that he is allowed um, a little tent, pitched in a meadow, sun and shadow, a little, all his little own." So this idea that we're alone, we're not really, we can't be allowed to think that. So going back to the possible theme, I'm going to say we all share sorrow and no one suffers alone. Right. And that is an example of how you decode the theme in a poem.